Welcome to the WAAF Set List, your weekly wrap-up of all things rock and more. I'm Mistress Carrie. Cory Taylor from Stone Sour and Slipknot had his Illinois home robbed of an estimated $36,000 worth of musical equipment. In addition to the valuables, Cory Taylor told the police that the thieves took two irreplaceable items, a pair of bass guitars that belonged to Slipknot's bass player Paul Gray. He told the police that he suspects a friend because someone knew that he and his wife were on tour in Europe at the time. Some of the equipment was recovered from a local guitar store and no arrests have been made. Who the hell steals stuff from a guy that looks like this when he goes to work? Ballsy. Mashable released a study on what Americans are doing while they're on their cell phones. 55% of you say they use their phones while driving. 35% use them at the movies, dicks. 19% use them at church, dodge the lightning bolts. 12% use them in the shower, which I don't even understand how you do that. And 9% of people out there in America are using their cell phones during sex. So that's where all those freaky-ass Vine videos are coming from. Nice job. Aerosmith's frontman Steven Tyler accidentally crashed a wedding over the 4th of July weekend in Washington, D.C. He wandered into the wedding reception by accident. And after he realized the error, he posed for pictures with fans, including the bride and groom, Roseman and Shirley Ramos. The groom later said that the reception would have gotten a pretty wild party if a certain someone from Steven Tyler's employ hadn't been such a party pooper. He said, "We're convinced that if it were not for the ornery bodyguard, we could have had Steven Tyler party with us all night." Listen, don't get ahead of yourself. We just got him to stay up on the stage without falling off. Leave his ass alone. No partying for you, Steven. Marathon bombing suspect number 2 was arraigned in court this week on weapons of mass destruction charges. And it was also announced this week that a movie is in the works about the marathon bombing. 2 of the 3 screenwriters from the movie The Fighter are said to be working on the script. The title is Boston Strong, and it's due out sometime next year. I think I speak for everyone in Boston when I say, don't screw this up, guys. You don't want to see us go from Boston Strong to Wicked Pissed again, do you? You saw what happened last time. And speaking of the marathon, the Dropkick Murphys announced this week that they've donated over $300,000 to 60 victims of the marathon bombings, thanks to a multifaceted fundraising effort involving T-shirts and a guy you may have heard of named Bruce Springsteen. The hometown heroes responded to the tragic events by seeking donations to the Clatter Fund. Then they designed T-shirts just days after the explosions that read, "For Boston" on the front, and on the back it says, "Thank you to all who purchased this shirt. All proceeds go to the victims and families of the Boston Marathon bombings. Love, the Dropkick Murphys." Helping out the cause, of course, the band played a sold-out show at the House of Blues, and then they recorded the Rose Tattoo for Boston charity EP featuring Bruce Springsteen on a re-recording of Rose Tattoo from their latest album. Bruce actually called us up after the bombing and asked what he could do to help, said the guitar player from the Dropkicks. "We didn't even have to reach out. He was there for us," he said. Pretty awesome. And speaking of New Jersey royalty, John Bon Jovi donated $1 million this week to help with the Hurricane Sandy Relief Fund. "I know this $1 million sounds like a lot," he said, "but it's just a drop in the bucket. What I like to call the power of we. The coming together that means you, me, and us. We're taking a step today to rebuild lives," he said. "It's emotional because I grew up here, I went to school here, I met my wife here, and the days following the storm, when I visited these streets and spoke to the residents, one thought that came to my mind time and time again was, what can I do?" It's pretty awesome. And finally this week, Pearl Jam released details of their upcoming 10th album, Lightning Bolt. It's due out on October 15th, which just happens to be the same day the WAAF welcomes Pearl Jam to the DCU Center. By the way, tickets for that show go on sale on July 27th at 10 a.m. Be listening for the first single off of Lightning Bolt, Mind Your Manners, right here at WAAF. And for more info on the album, you can check out my music director blog at WAAF.com. And that's this week's set list. Thanks for watching. I'm Mistress Carrie.
For more exclusive on-demand video, keep checking in at WAAF.com.